Apparently it's causing big ructions behind the scenes of that Montecito mansion. And you can understand the reason why when you think about Prince Harry. There he is thinking he's got victory, of course, having won, in his mind at least, the case against the media mogul Rupert Murdoch and his publications about alleged hacking claims going way back to the early noughties and late 90s. But now they have a bigger problem on their hands, and it's a rather serious one that actually you just can't get away with unless you're prepared to do something rather drastic. And this is exactly the situation that both Harry and Meghan find themselves in now. But while one wants to do one thing, the other doesn't. And this is the problem when you enter into that sort of relationship, which is all celebrity based. As ever, let me explain. Morning, lovely to see you. Thank you so much as ever for joining me today. We'll have a lovely wave. By the way, I read recently, and I wanted to ask you this, what you thought of this. Someone online, I can't remember where I read it now, but someone online is selling a piece of wedding cake from Catherine and William's wedding, right? And one of the things that I thought about was, first of all, I remember the cake looked delicious, you know, absolutely. But even I might turn down that slice of cake. And what's the point of selling it? You know, I know it becomes an historical piece, but really, you know, I'm not sure, you know, would you buy it? And would you dare eat it? Yeah, that's the thing, because they say, don't they, that with tins and stuff like that, it doesn't matter, they last ages. But again, you kind of think to yourself, if you'd had a tin since the 1970s, even if it was peas or carrots or something, would you risk it? You would. Well, I suppose it depends how hungry you are, doesn't it? But I think I might be a little cautious. I'm not sure whether I'd eat, I love cake, as you can imagine, but I'm not sure whether I'd want to eat that cake. Funny thing though, isn't it, that what people now sell on the internet. Let's get back, of course, to your royal story of the day. Now, as I say, this is going to be very, very tricky, because this is going to be, once again, another make or break situation for the former royals known as the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. We're talking, of course, about Whistler, Vancouver, in the beautiful part of the world that is Canada. And they're going over there, obviously, en masse, and going to be trying to resurrect whatever they've got of their careers, you understand. Now, I told you recently that basically the team have said, if you want to get rid of all the negative PR that you have, you know, that is clearly building up and showing no signs of subsiding, the easiest way to do that would be to take, and this does make perfect sense, their eldest child, Archie, or Prince Archie, depending on what you want to call him. Now, Harry thinks this is a terrific idea, and I can understand why he does. You know, this is a chance for his son to see him on the stage, in the flesh, you know, talking to people, the sort of things that are going on, meeting and greeting people. Obviously, it's very fakey royal, isn't it? Of course, this is not a life that Archie will be going down in the future, no matter what they think. Meghan doesn't think they should do that and should still keep Archie away from those sort of public events, as ever, allegedly. And what she's prepared to relent to do is to have some kind of message, guess what, video, broadcast out with her, with Archie, and possibly with Harry, if she could squeeze him in, of course, to be played out at the Invictus Games. But her team realised that really just another video, perhaps not even in full vision, a little bit like their recent holiday Christmas card, will not cut it. I don't think, as the source pointed out to me, they realise just how desperate and negative their PR is. But moving forward, this is where they're at. Meghan doesn't want to do it, Harry does. Now, as we saw, he didn't win it with the coronation and the king, did he? He didn't bring, of course, his eldest child over to witness an historical event. So, if he does take him to the Invictus Games in Canada, well, it just proves, doesn't it, exactly what he thought were the priorities. A major record-breaking world historical event, or indeed a charitable organisation. Apparently, of course, the Invictus Games, of which he's head of, and keen to still be head of and promote. But right now, that is the big battle inside those Montecito mansions. So who do you think's going to win? Neil Shaw, Hyde Park, London.